Greetings, everybody. My name is Robert Sean Kennedy, and I'm going to be your history instructor for the next 7 weeks. So get in your seats, fasten your seatbelt, and hold on. We're ready for a ride of the first part of American history. Very interesting part of our history, dealing with very complicated and sometimes disturbing issues related to imperialism and related to slavery, related to the underbelly of capitalism. Even though capitalism is a wonderful system, there are some stark elements to it. We'll also be dealing with some of the wonderful aspects of American history, some of the progressive gains in the democratic process, i.e. the opening up of the voting rights for people. As slow and incremental as that process was. Still very inspiring, and the whole process of the development of democratic republic government. So here we go. So the purpose of this video is just to get you familiar with the expectations and the basic navigation of the course. So the course, as you can see here, is divided up into 3 units, and they all work the same. So once you understand what's in store for Unit 1, you will understand what's in store for Unit 2 and Unit 3. So we're going to click on Unit 1 to begin. That's the only one you have access to until you successfully complete the post-test with an 80% or higher. So there are basically 2 components, required components to each unit, the pre-test and the post-test. And down here, and I'll get into this in just a second, there are optional assignments, and then there are primary sources. And I will get to those in just a little bit, but I want to make sure you understand the expectations of the course. Now, to prepare for the pre-test and the post-test, you're going to begin with the content over here. As it says, to successfully complete Unit 1 objectives, you want to review and prepare for each of these lectures here. The Age of Conquest, the development of slavery, salutary neglect, and factors of the American Revolution. So we're going to go ahead and click right here. Each lecture works exactly the same. The concept is the same for each lecture as far as preparation is concerned. You're going to write, I've actually changed this up, so I will get this changed in the website. It's basically, it comes out to, and this is general guidelines, about 6 to 10 paragraphs, which translates to about 1.5 pages to 2 pages, an essay, a response to this particular essay prompt right here. So you are developing, again, a response to this essay prompt. Discuss the age of expansion and conquest and its various stages of development. In your discussion, give examples of each phase and its development and show what the motivating forces were that finally induced England into colonization. Now, how do you prepare for that? What you have down below, as it lists right here, you want to make sure you include all the learning objectives. The learning objectives, really listen carefully to this. The learning objectives are the outline to the lecture. So what is provided to you is a video and notes. You can use the PowerPoint just as a general reference, but what you really want to do is you want to click the notes. The notes will also usually include the video as well. Each learning objective comes with it a learning objective prompt right here. So right here you have a prompt, define the age of expansion and conquest and explain how and why it developed. So you can see how this is related to the essay prompt. It's just one component of the essay prompt. You're going to develop, after going through the material, the video and the notes, and any supplementary material, a 1 to 3 paragraph response to this particular learning objective. When you're done with learning objective 1, you want to move on to learning objective 2. So you'll click here. And here's your prompt for learning objective 2. So make sure you read it entirely, discuss how the objective, and so on and so forth. And right here, make sure you're reading this part right here. and you're going to go through the material and develop a response to that. Generally speaking, this is generally speaking, it depends on how you write and your writing style and how you use your choice of words, but generally speaking, each learning objective prompt is going to result in a 1 to 3 paragraph response. When you're done with learning objective 2, you're going to move on to learning objective 3, right? So click the notes and so on and so forth. You just go from there, right? When you're done with the age of conquest, and then you're going to move on to the development of slavery. And it's the same concept, right? Here's an essay prompt. And below here are the particular learning objectives with the notes included. When you are finished developing a response to each learning objective, you have a response to this particular essay prompt, right? So I'm basically breaking down the lecture into what are just called learning objectives. So if you understand that for these particular lectures, then you understand how to do every single lecture in this class. Most lectures do come with a video and notes. Not always, but more often than not, they will. Now, the pre-tests are structured as such. Let me bring up the syllabus right here, because I believe I have a nice little graph that lays this out. Here we go. There we go. So this will be a little easier so you can see it. So pre-tests, Unit 1. One essay will be randomly selected from Unit 1. You will have 60 minutes to complete it. You will have one attempt only. And if you earn an 80% or higher, you get to skip the post-test, right? And it works exactly the same way for Unit 2 and for Unit 3. Now, if you don't pass the pre-test, don't feel bad. It's not that bad. If you've prepared for the pre-test and you don't pass it, it's not that bad. You've done some of the preparation. You just need to build on that preparation. The post-tests will ask you to respond to the same essay prompts that you had been preparing for the pre-test, right? The only difference is for Unit 1, 2 essays will be randomly selected from Unit 1. You will have 2 hours to complete it. You will have 3 attempts, and you must earn an 80%. So the post-test, again, for Unit 2, the post-test is the same, except the only thing that will be different is that it will randomly select. So I got interrupted there, so I just want to make sure I said this. So 2 essays randomly selected from Unit 1 and Unit 2, right? So you don't want to throw away your notes from Unit 1 because one of those essays will be randomly selected. And same goes for Unit 3, right? You will have 3 attempts, and again, you have to earn an 80% on these so you can successfully pass the course. Okay, and so that's basically the minimum bare bones you need to do for this course. If you get an 80% either on the pre-test or the post-test, you're good to go, 80% or higher, that is. Now let me show you a couple of other components to the course. Optional assignments. These are completely optional. You do not have to do them, although there is extra credit available if you do these. Now, basically what we have here, let's see if this comes up okay. 1 second. It's missing. Okay, going back, I had to relink that. It was mislinked. So here we go. So optional assignments. So the extra credit opportunity is you can earn up to, let me emphasize that, it's up to 2.5% extra credit per essay. It's not an automatic 2.5% extra credit, in other words. If you earn 80% or higher on preparing for any of these lecture essays. So and this is basically the same process as I just described for the pre-test, post-tests. So for the age of conquest, you go here, practice writing the essay if you like. Right, got this right there. Let me go back. But basically, you're preparing an essay for this particular essay prompt right here. You want to make sure you have every single learning objective included in there to get as possible to full credit as possible. Let me point something out right here. Do not use the comment section. I won't be able to grade it if you do that, and I'll have to basically just say, please submit it the proper way. Submit it by right here. You just copy paste from your document and put it in here, and then click submit, right? And you can do this for each essay. This is just basically a way of giving you the opportunity to see if you're on the right track before you click begin with either the pre-test or the post-test. One thing you want to make sure too is you understand is, if you have not done that already, let me see about the exams. I forgot to say something about the exams, but required resources right here. To take the exams, you are going to make sure you have a webcam and Lockdown Browser. The software for Lockdown Browser is right here. If you're unfamiliar with what Lockdown Browser is, take a moment. It's about a 3-minute video to explain what Lockdown Browser is. But essentially, to take an exam, you have to open up Blackboard through the Lockdown Browser. It's just like any other browser, like Chrome or Mozilla or Safari. But this particular browser prevents students from opening up multiple windows. So you'll have to take it through there. And plus, you will need a webcam there. And let me just explain the purpose of the webcam. It is to have a degree of integrity for the course, right? There has been a lot of debate if internet classes are indeed a viable way of offering college-level courses. And the issue is dealing with security, meaning how do we know it is the student who is taking it, and how do we know the student is actually preparing for the particular assignments or exams. So in a classroom, it's easy to tell if the student is actually the student. Right? We get to see them in the classroom, and when it's time for an exam, we get to see the student take the exam in front of the instructor. So this particular advent of this technology here, again, it provides, I think, a major step forward in online education in providing some integrity to online courses. So that is about it. I will provide a rubric for the essays, and I'll give that to you ahead of time, so just so you can see how you'll be assessed on this. Basically, you want to try to use your own words. It's definitely okay to quote me, but you want to make sure that you're not just using my words for the sake of just throwing words at the particular learning objectives. You want to demonstrate to me that you understand what is being asked of you when you're asked to discuss or define or evaluate, whatever the case may be. So please do email me at robertkennedyhistoryteacher@gmail.com anytime you have questions or concerns. My professional goal is to make sure that you are successful in this course. With that said, in order for that to happen, you've got to meet me a little bit more than halfway, and if you do, I will be there for you. The course is definitely manageable, but you got to pace yourself. Please don't put these lecture essays off until the last minute. There are about, I believe, 14 lectures in all. Could be wrong on that, but that's about a ballpark figure. So pace yourself. The course is 7 weeks, so begin to. It is a self-paced course, but you do want to, since it is a self-paced course, you want to come up with a schedule that will realistically get you through the course. Waiting until late April to begin these lectures definitely will not work. Okay, that is all I have for you. Go forth and be great. And go ahead and email me and let me know that you are engaged in this course. That would be very helpful and encouraging to me. Please do. Email me and say, hey, what's up? I watched your video, and do let me know if you have any questions after watching the video. And thank you for playing along. Take care. Bye.